government, which there is no indication that Ukraine would agree to such a position as that here. So this is very complicated, but clearly President Trump signaling for the first time that he wants President Putin to take a more serious posture toward an end of this war.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. It is complicated. Thanks for straightening it out, Vaughn, for us. Let's get to the other big headline now from that Kristen Welker interview with Donald Trump. When asked about a potential third term, he said, "I'm not joking," but he says he's more focused on his current term. Joining me now, Don Calloway, Democratic strategist and founder of the National Voter Protection Action Fund, Susan Del Percio, Republican strategist, and former Republican Congressman David Jolly, both of whom are MSNBC political analysts. Quick reaction, guys, to that Trump comment entertaining a third term. You first, David.
Believe him. I think the biggest mistake of the last 8 years is we somehow fail to give credibility to Donald Trump's whims and his impulses, but we know it's true. And January 6th was a perfect example. If he says that he's not ruling it out, he's not ruling it out, and we should consider it a constitutional threat.
Okay. Susan?
He's been pushing the envelope on testing the Constitution, so I expect, that he'll continue to do that, maybe by seeking out a third term. But more importantly, short term, we're not talking about Signal and that scandal if we are talking about Trump's third term.
Don?
Yeah, I think both of them are exactly right. Steve Bannon was on Joe Rogan's podcast the other day laying out the very groundling seeds of how it's going to go down. And he said, listen, we are working on it. And by we, I mean the same people who work at the Heritage Foundation and these other well-funded, well-organized think tanks who are laying together the groundwork for things that actually come to pass. And the mainstream media and all of us on the left kind of blow it off as silly or improbable or unconstitutional. That doesn't matter to these folks. And I think you should take a third term or an effort at a third term as a legitimate campaign promise at this point.
I'm just trying to do the math. He's 78 years old right now, turned 79 in July. Come on, he'd be in his early 80s starting at third term. Anyway, let's get quickly to the Signal app mess. As Dawn, President Trump told NBC's Kristen Welker he's not firing anyone, but Republicans are also unhappy with how this all played out. So should heads roll, or a singular head?
There may be a singular head to roll, but it will not be Pete Hegseth's. Look, I mean, Pete Hegseth is an unqualified DEI hire. There is nothing in his background of service, though it was honorable, that qualifies him to have this job. And when I looked at the Signal scandal, this is basically the leadership that you get from the unqualified Pete Hegseths of the world who have fallen forward and sometimes fallen upward throughout their lives just by being in the right positions. But let's be clear. They're never qualified, they're never really good leaders, and they will never be held accountable. The problem is that they're leading real people in real divisions in which real lives are at stake and world security is at stake. This is the incompetent leadership that you're always going to get from the Pete Hegseths of the world. We're the same age. I've been around guys like that my whole life, and they're not that impressive. This is what you get out of that type of leadership.
Susan, your thoughts on the same question? Will heads roll? Should heads roll? A head roll?
Probably not. I mean, if you look at it, Mike Waltz is the one who we've heard the most about because he's the one who invited the journalists onto the conversation. However, it's the conversation that took place should be the real issue. But what's interesting about Mike Waltz is he's the first and only one who really said, yeah, I kind of may have done it by mistake. Now, that is a fireable offense under Donald Trump. You deny, you lie, and you follow the boss, and that's Donald Trump. And Waltz told the truth, and that may be the end of him.
Okay, final word to you, David.
I think the Trump administration is making America less safe. 18 of our top government officials were on an unclassified platform discussing classified information. Sure, there's some security protocols to Signal, but this was a classified conversation, and there's no denying that. I do think this is the week we'll find out. Someone is either terminated or not. Trump needs to fire somebody so Republicans can move on. Yes, the nation deserves a fair conversation, but Donald Trump doesn't care about that. But Republicans need the opportunity to move past this because everybody understands compromising national security really is a true political hit.